Hey, what's up out there, you? All you fans out there. Anyways, I'm just out here doing another video on Ubuntu. As you can see, Opera is one of my kicking things right now. That's why I got the L up in the background. Anyways, let's move on. Today I'm doing it on note-taking. I guess I'll start with what I started with. I started with Tomboy. I got rid of Tomboy because the fact was, well, I didn't get rid of it, but I ain't using it as much. I stopped using it because I found easier products in note-taking. So I want to go over what I see as the best note-takers. Here's Tomboy, and here's what I got a problem with. I'll launch. Let's see, top 10 programs. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. If you link a video or a note to this, as you can see, it automatically opens up the other note. So I didn't like this. I started having a whole bunch of notes open up everywhere. I mean, just too many notes. I don't need all that out. I mean, I need this one to stay open, and I need the other one to close. So that's really why I got rid of Tomboy in some sense. I don't use it as much as I used to. So now, what I decided to go with was the Zim Notes. Along the way, I played around with Zim Notes here for a minute. I want to show you why I use this. Number one, it allows me to stick pictures into their files. Tomboy doesn't allow me to stick pictures in them. Number two, if I've got another note attached to this notebook of mine, boom, I can just go right into it by tabbing across it, and it automatically takes me to it. I think this one has a lot of advantages. Do I see any disadvantages with this one? Maybe the only disadvantage I really don't like is it doesn't have some of the formatting that others have, as far as if we start talking about formatting as far as, other things go. I like the tools up here. As you can see, you got the word count here. I like that attachment there. Other than that, I think this is my primary note user that I'm going to use here in the next month or two. I'll get rid of my notes in the Tomboy. I don't really use it anymore. This is my top note taker. Now, going beyond that, they had another note taker which they call Basket, but I don't really consider this a note taker to me. This has gotten to be a little bit too far. So I'm going to open up Basket, and I did it on note taking, like I said here. So I put up a little documentation here so you can read it. But anyhow, realistically though, I don't consider a notebook a note taker. I consider it a project manager. I mean, there's just too many things you can do. You can add to-do lists in here. You can have other notes attached to this or other programs that will open up. There were others out there. There's a total of about 40 different types of note takers. The only one I really considered to not be a note taker, like I said again, was this one here. Others I've noted here, you couldn't get G-Notes to work. G-Notes wanted library support, wanted me to download a whole bunch of libraries. I just didn't really want to play with it. Note Miser, which I took off of YouTube forums that was dated back in 2005, it no longer exists. I guess that's called Zazar down there. I couldn't find it nowhere, so it no longer probably exists, or it couldn't be found by me, so I didn't really play with it too much. Beyond that, I also had a website I checked out, which, I had already done this prior to even going to this website, which probably wasn't a great idea. But this website went ahead and talked about other note takers, which ones were good and bad. You'll be able to find it by going to this link here, obviously, if you really want to find this article. It talked about Tomboy notes. Like I said, it was okay, but I really didn't like it that much. It talked about K-Notes. I couldn't get it to work because I'd have to be in the KDE, and I didn't want to switch over really, or not load all those libraries into G-Notes. So I really didn't like that either. Sticky Notes, that to me, I seen a screenshot of it, and it wasn't happening for me. I don't really need, sticky notepads up all over my Windows. That to me wasn't happening. I installed it, and then I deinstalled it after I installed it. I didn't like it. It is just too much. I mean, I just need a white screen to be able to do what I need to do and get in and get out. I don't need it, the screen now to be yellow and the sticky sticking up in my face, trying to take all my attention away to a sticky note. That's a waste of my time. I like the Zim Notes, Basket Notes, like I said. I don't know why they call this Basket program here a notepad user. It's a say it's equivalent to OneNote, but I don't think so. I think it's got its own form, its own ideas. The OneNote from Microsoft is a lot different than any of these programs I've used. I don't think any really thing is going to compare to OneNote. I think they're a great program to basket, don't get me wrong here. I mean, it allows you to do a lot more than the other ones we do. I mean, I can launch programs from what's inside of it. And, you know, that being the case, though, you know, that's alright. I didn't like KJots here. KJots reminded me too much of a fancy notepad for Windows, you know, so I don't really want to go with something I don't need anymore. I also looked at Rhino Note. Rhino Note allows you to just stick stuff within it. It's like a sticky note type of thing. But once you close that notepad, it didn't really make any sense because it doesn't save the notes. So I didn't really like that at all. I mean, I would just like to see what's in your clipboard. I can do that. I can paste and then undo the command inside the other window. So I didn't agree with that either. That was really just lame. I don't know what version Rhino's in or KJots. Maybe they're way behind the other two as far as development goes. I don't know. I think those two have got a long ways to go if they want to improve into something more than what they are. But going beyond that, that's all I would suggest for notes on top on Ubuntu. I really didn't think that anything else out there was really worth my time even looking at. There was close to, I'd say, about 30 or 40 different note programs out there. I played with about 15 or 20 of them, and I quit after that because some of them just became repetitive and, you know, didn't really have no user function to me. You know, my top two is probably going to be the Zim Notes and the Tomboy. Tomboy is going to kind of go away. I'll stop using that as much as I use the Zim Notes. The Zim Notes I like because I can save images in there instead of having a reference to it in like Tomboy and taking you to the website. That's pretty much it for note taking. Now, if you're a college student or an adult looking to get your kid into class, I would suggest you go with something like the Asus EE. It's supposed to be coming out with a tablet later on this year, and that would probably be the ideal for note taking for a kid if you have to buy a computer. Or if you've got a little bit of extra money and you want to spend your money and get the bang for the buck, I think that might be the bang for the buck for as far as note taking goes in college, and just be able to work with it. I mean, it weighs about 3 pounds, I'm pretty imagining, so 3 to 5 pounds. It's a lot lighter than my notebook here, which is about, I don't know, 8 or 9 pounds. So like I said, if I had to carry something, it would probably be the Asus EE tablet when it comes out. It's supposed to be the new netbook. Alright, well, that's my review on why I did a review on note taking. I did it because I didn't like what they had. My best, and the one I use the most is Zim Notes. I hope you have a good day. Alright.